What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hippo Supercoach, and tonight we have the Saturday game recap. Honestly, it feels amazing not to have to listen to Kelly Underwood anymore. Wow, that was one of her worst performances, I reckon. That was shocking. So Kelly Underwood, if you're watching, please just fucking retire. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that sub button. We're nearly at 1K. Well, nearly. We're about 200 subs off at 1K. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so if you are enjoying the content. Anyway, let's get into it. Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. This was obviously a beatdown, but Hawthorn did well to actually really crack a ton. We'll start with Port. So Finlayson's hit 5. Pretty standard game. Like, obviously there's going to be someone going pretty big goal-wise, with, Port winning and scoring so much. It only made sense, but yeah, Finlayson was the one that got on the end of them. Not Supercoach relevant. Butters 105. Not really sure why he didn't have as much as he did on fantasy, but yeah, for whatever reason, only had the 105. Rosie 98. Both good scores. You'd hope for a little bit more in a blowout win like that, but it is what it is. Horn Francis, if anyone still has him, probably has to go. 73, just super inconsistent. I think most would have gotten rid of him by now, but that's about it for Port. Hawthorn, Warple 91 is okay. Weddle 90 is really good. And that's pretty much it. Obviously no Sicily, no Seamus Mitchell, so they're not too relevant this week. Let's jump into the Eagles versus Collingwood. So Elliot Yeo went huge. This is the Yeo we thought we were going to get initially when we started the year, before he was a laid out in round 1. But yeah, fair bit to take in from this game. So yeah, Yeo and Sheed went really big. They're not really Supercoach relevant, but that's pretty much it for West Coast. And then over at Collingwood, so we'll talk about DeGoey first. So DeGoey is almost guaranteed suspended. It's just a matter of how many weeks. I think people were thinking 4 weeks. It was a pretty big dog act, to be honest. So this Connor West, I think it was, they got cleaned up. Got bumped. If you guys haven't seen it, he got bumped. And DeGoey cleaned him up in the head. So yeah, got knocked out and whatnot. So he will go, I think, at least 3 weeks. So if you have him, he's probably going to have to be a trade, to be honest, which is a bit of a shame, considering so many jumped on him last week and maybe even this week. And obviously he had a really good score last week. So he was a good pick, but yeah, just a clumsy decision, I guess. I think when you go to bump, it's just stupid. Like, you've got to be fucking adamant and positive that you're not going to hit him in the head if you're going to try and bump, because it's just not worth the risk. Anyway, Supercoach wise, Tom Mitchell had a really good game, 13 tackles, back to his pig ways today. Nick Dacos 123, junked it up in the end, and I took his VC score. I'm pretty happy with a 123. I don't want to get too greedy. So yeah, just said, fuck it, take a VC score, play it safe, no need to take a risk here. Darcy Cameron 105, someone that I would like to bring in, to be honest. 31 hitouts, 15 contested possessions, 5 clearances. Played a really good game, really solid game, 7 marks. Looked like the Darcy Cameron that we saw in the first few rounds. So he's one that I'm strongly considering getting. I need 2 more players, and I think I will target Darcy Cameron and Clayton Oliver. They'll be the 2 that I look to bring in. So yeah, happy with the way he looked, and I think it's probably after his bye, we'll try and jump on him. That's pretty much it for Collingwood. Obviously, DeGoey got suspended, or he's going to be suspended, and didn't play very well either. Only the 19 touches, went at 60% efficiency, 6 clangers. Yeah, just didn't have a good game today, so surprising. I hope no one captained him, because he would have been a tempting captain, to be honest, because he did, obviously coming off a big game and playing West Coast and whatnot, you would think he'd go quite large, but yeah, not to be today. So yeah, Harvey Harrison debuted, looked okay at times, kicked a goal, so yeah, wait and see with him. Obviously don't go early. Let's jump into the big dogs tonight, literally the dogs, being the Western Bulldogs. Caleb Daniels gone 171, my God. I didn't watch all of this, but from what I did watch, he was just everywhere. Like, I swear he was absolutely everywhere. Yeah, racking it up. And then Tim English, 157. It's a bit of a fuck you, to be honest, because I think I've VC'd or C'd him like 3 weeks in a row and he just hasn't performed. And now to go fucking 157 the 1 week I don't do it, it's like, come on, bro, where the fuck was this at? Anyway, it's nice to see him pump out another big score. whether he's captain or vice captain, doesn't matter. Adam Trullo 132, really good game from him. Had a bit of a scare, I think, early in the game with a soft tissue injury. I'm not sure what injury it was. I wasn't watching, but yeah. So he came back on. Libba had another massive game, 125. Another Uber Primo that's probably going to be a bit under 600k. That would be absolutely worth jumping on. Bailey Dale, nice game from him. Bont went okay, 113, sort of slowed down. I think copped a bit of attention from Blitzarves. But yeah, was on track for a big score, but just, yeah, really slowed down. So glad I didn't captain him in the end. I did kind of expect a Blitzarves tag, so yeah. McRae 106, pretty good for anyone that got him in. Yeah, it didn't look like Trelaw hurt him too much in the end. I thought early that might have really been an issue because McRae, I think, was on like 13 at quarter time, and then ended up doing pretty well. Anyone else relevant from the Bulldogs? Oscar Baker 41, 97 Dream Team. My God, yeah, he went at 50%, 7 clangers. Bit of a stiff game, 22 touches. You'd expect more. Fuck me, that's a big variance. Jeez. William Jones 17, jeepers. So Tom Stewart 134, really good game from him. Just proving to be a vice captain option every week. Jeremy Cameron back to another good game, 2 goals, 22 disposals. Yeah, I think he's a relatively good option, to be honest, but having that second bye could be a nice little upgrade in that round 14. But yeah, wait and see. Tanner Bruin 79, 100 fantasy. Fuck, man. He's lifting. He's building, the king. Oyster Mullen 37. It's not ideal at all. I'm glad I didn't end up going early on him. So maybe Seamus Mitchell being sick was a blessing in disguise because I was going to have to go early on Mullen. So yeah. Gold Coast versus Adelaide. So I brought in Jordan Dawson this week. He was looking at a much bigger score than this, but just really poor efficiency. I had a few kicks where he just blatantly turned it over and was just bombing it in. Don't know why. It's a bit unlike him. His kicking's been a bit off lately, but I still back him. Obviously, he's going to be top 6 defender, so happy I got him. He'll drop a little bit more in price, but that's 580 is probably about as low as he'll get. Rory Lead 112, nice score. Both of these guys really sort of dropped off. As Gold Coast started to take over that game, they both kind of went missing a little bit. So Ben Keys went to a bit of Matt Rowell and a bit of Noah Anderson, which was interesting. Ben Keys actually had a pretty good game himself, but only went at 36%. Chase Jones was good for anyone that has him. Yeah, that's pretty much it from Adelaide, I think. No one else really relevant. Moving on to Gold Coast, Lukosius just had another field day. I mean, this guy he's been unreal lately. He's actually very good to watch. Like, he's just so skilled. And pretty unorthodox, bit tall, like slimmer build, but yeah, just a jet. Noah Anderson 118, nice to see him repay some of those owners who went and jumped on him at 600k. I don't think he will be doing this every game, but yeah, much better performance from him. Matt Rowell 101, I did say he was a good VC option, just couldn't find the ball. I think the tag really bothered him. Obviously 10 clearances out of his 15 touches is pretty good and 8 tackles. But yeah, just couldn't find the ball tonight. I think probably because of that tag. Joe Witt's 100, good score for him. 48 hitouts, just a typical Witts game. Humphrey 99, really happy with that, to be honest. I've had a relatively good day. So yeah, happy with Humphrey. Who else is there? Rory Atkins 72. So if you have him, that's a respectable score, especially in the bye rounds. And I don't know if you hold him over the next few weeks. That's a real tough call to make. Obviously, he's got the second bye, so you could hold him theoretically for the next few, but he might leak some cash. So wait and see. Thomas Berry got subbed out. If you went early on him, I think he finished on 45. That's pretty much it. Talk about how my team's gone. So what we've had, Stuart Dacos, Dawson's come on. So we're looking at a 1791. Oh no, we're not. We're looking at more than that, are we? Yeah, okay. So Sam Walsh, obviously the one that really hurt. Other than that, everyone else has done pretty good. Like Sincotta 61 is about what I expected from him. Rosie 98 is a little bit underwhelming, but still good. And everyone else is really good. So I'm happy with how the team's looking. Sam Walsh obviously still pissed me off. But when you have a good day, it kind of makes it a little bit easier to deal with someone like Sam Walsh. But yeah, so looking at 1884 with 17 players, I'm pretty happy with that, I think. Just looking at my league, seeing a couple of 2000s. If I could crack 1900, I'd be really, really happy. And I think I could. Like, Briggs only projected 68. I think he could ton up against Richmond. But yeah, so that's... And then Eddie Ford as well, 54. It's got Alwyn Davies projected 34 in there, which he probably won't play unless he's a sub. But yeah, no, I'm happy with how the team's looking. For 17 players, I've done just about as well as I can with what I had to work with. So it's unfortunate that Sicily was out because that could have really pushed me up. But obviously, he's not out. He's not in. So yeah, that's it for the video. Like I said, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It would be much appreciated. And I'll see you tomorrow on the live stream on the teams. On the lockout opening and the trade. Yeah, we'll just see what trades we can play with. Can't even talk right now. Anyway, good night, everyone.